Nearly 24 homes collapsed in Buxton, North Carolina, happening since September of just last year. The Hatteras National Seashore has been battling coastal erosion, and we're continuing to see the effects of what the rising Atlantic and the onslaught of storms can do to a barrier island like the Outer Banks.
So let's go ahead and take it to the ground there. We have Fox Weather senior correspondent Robert Ray, who is joining us out of Buxton, North Carolina with more. I think, Robert, for a lot of people who are familiar with the Outer Banks, to see this story time and time again, they might be thinking, well, okay, this seems to be a problem and a recurring one throughout the year, but it's not a problem that necessarily has an easy or cheap solution.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of criticism from outside the Outer Banks to the folks here who have lost homes. And I'll get to that in a second. But I want to show you this, all this heavy equipment here. This is all so that they can move quickly, the county here and the town of Buxton, when storms come in and start pushing either debris or sand out of there or in there. So the sand nourishment program, that is a huge, huge deal. And you've got workers here on the ground. They are just, preparing just in case at any moment any system that comes in. We could have a coastal low that could cause problems. But getting back to what you had originally asked, Marissa, and I want to show you this. See these houses here? They have been totally refurbished, and you can see they are on stilts, even though there are swimming pools in the back, and they are surrounded by sand. But to put this into perspective, okay, let's say, 4 decades ago, when a lot of these houses were built, maybe even longer. All of this was not beach. You have to understand, I mean, there was grass lawns here. And then the beach began, and we'll continue to walk out. But the beach went very much out into the Atlantic, at least 2-3 football fields in some areas. But because of erosion and the constant changing of the Outer Banks, a barrier island running 200 miles, up and down, north-south, the island continues to change because of the erosion. And no one can fight the erosion, but they can work with the erosion. And you see houses like this. Look at how close this house is to the sea. But when they built these houses, per the criticism, if anyone wants to, get nasty with the folks on social media, because I've seen a lot of that, and you shouldn't, because you have to understand something. This here was 3 football fields out, and there was plenty of room. And, things have accelerated, right, in the past couple decades. Storms have gotten more intense, whether it be nor'easters or hurricanes. We have a sea level rise. And major issues, and they are battling. And we see the drone video, perhaps, if we can, real quick, and you just see the beauty of the island, the barrier island, and why generations have made this home, not only permanently, but for vacations. And who better else to talk to but the National Park Service that runs the Hatteras area here and the lighthouse that's being restored about what's happening. Have a listen.
It is a natural resource that is kind of a phenomenon. It's a place in this country that is very different, where a lot of weather happens, right? It's like, it's a very unique spot. Once this place is gone, it's never gonna, there's no area that's gonna be like this ever, at least in this country. So to me, I think it's important to save it through its natural resources. Anyone who has something they really care about is here, and they want to take care of it. They don't want it lost, really.
And back here live, walking the warm waters of the Atlantic here on the OBX. That is the sentiment, really it is, when you go around the island. That's what people say. Look, they love it here. And there's got to be a way to coexist with Mother Nature's erosion and surge and sea level rise and storms. And people have existed here for, hundreds of years. Native Americans, the British and Spanish fleets that came in here with all the shipwrecks. People have fought this island, and they continue to do it, even in the modern age. The issue is that, some of these houses that were built on shores that didn't have water lapping up into it, well, now they have to go. And that is really what everyone is working toward. They're relocating houses before they fall in. And we'll just have to monitor all this throughout the years ahead, because some of these places that you can see, you look up here past all that brush, at some point, if it continues the way it is, the water will be in those areas. So it's very fluid, very progressive. And I will say this again, boy, the amount of people who criticize the folks who have houses here, you got to understand something. Your house is probably in a place that can be hit by a tornado or a hurricane or a flood. We all exist on this earth, and we have to work with the atmosphere. And that's just the way it goes. And sometimes mistakes are made, and sometimes they're not. And a lot of times we can fix them. Back to you.
Yep, and let's hope that this issue is, not going to be resolved anytime soon, but some workable solutions, because I know having those homes collapse into the Atlantic every time, it does raise a lot more questions than answers. Fox Weather Correspondent Robert Ray, appreciate you being there in the Outer Banks. We'll be watching it this weekend. Thank you, Robert.